अस्सलामुअलैकुम। आइए आज बात करते हैं कैन इंडिया रियली स्टॉप पाकिस्तान वाटर और इंडस वाटर्स ट्रीटी का मसला एक्चुअली है क्या। इंडिया के वाटर मिनिस्टर हैं CR पटेल। उन्होंने रिसेंटली ये कहा है कि नॉट अ सिंगल ड्रॉप ऑफ वाटर विल गो टू पाकिस्तान इन कमिंग ईयर्स एंड ही एडेड दैट इंडिया इज एक्टिवली वर्किंग ऑन दिस आफ्टर directives from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now that sounds really dramatic. It also sounds powerful. It sounds like India can simply turn off a tap. लेकिन rivers are not taps and the Indus Basin is not a household pipeline. ये इंडिया के घर में नहीं है कि इंडिया जब चाहे उस टैप को ऑफ कर दे। आज तीन चीजें हैं, उनके बारे में क्लैरिटी लेते हैं, उनके बारे में बात करते हैं। and these are three separate things. First is the legal reality of the Indus Waters Treaty. The second is the hydrological reality. And the third is the political rhetoric. Because the Indus Waters Treaty is not just about water, it is about survival, it is about law, it is about geography and strategic stability between two nuclear weapon states. So firstly, historical background. Indus Waters Treaty, जैसे कि आपको पता है, was signed in 1960 between India and Pakistan and जिसके अंदर World Bank ने broker किया एक facilitative role. Now it came years after years of dispute following partition when canal headworks and irrigation networks became divided between two newly independent states. Now the treaty created a river partition formula. India received three eastern rivers जिसमें रावी, ब्यास और सतलज शामिल थे and Pakistan received three western rivers जिनमें Indus, Jhelum और Chenab शामिल था. Now this was not a perfect treaty, but it was a practical treaty. It created rules, procedures, technical mechanisms and dispute resolution pathways. And for more than 6 decades, despite India and Pakistan की जंगों के, crisis के, diplomatic breakdowns के, the treaty continued to function. That is why Indus Waters Treaty is often described as one of the world's most resilient water sharing arrangements. Now, what has India done? India has announced that it has put the treaty in abeyance. But here is the legal problem. The treaty does not contain a clause allowing one state to unilaterally suspend it because relations have deteriorated. Just because उनका दिल चाह रहा है कि इसको abeyance में डाल दें. Article 12 is important because it makes clear that the treaty continues in force unless terminated by another duly ratified treaty between both governments. And that hasn't happened. So in simple words, एक side simply ये नहीं कह सकती है I'm putting the treaty aside. That may be a political statement, जो कि ये है, it is not the same as lawful termination. So when India says the treaty is in abeyance, the question is not only political, it is legal. इसका क्या legal basis है? कहाँ है वो clause जो ये कहता है कि हाँ आप कर सकते हैं abeyance में? या क्या process follow किया है इंडिया ने? Without a unilateral suspension mechanism, India's action becomes deeply problematic under international law. So that's the first thing. Now, what is India actually building? Now, this is where we need more nuance. It would be wrong to say that India is only making emotional speeches. India is also moving on infrastructure. There are reports that indicate that India has approved or advanced several projects linked to the Western river system, especially Chenab. Now, one of the most discussed is the proposed Chenab-Beas link tunnel in Himachal Pradesh. और ये project जो है approximately एक 8.7 kilometers tunnel का है, which is costing India around 2,352 crore rupees, designed to transfer water from Upper Chenab Basin into Beas River system. Now that matters because Chenab is one of the western rivers which is allocated to Pakistan under the treaty. India has also accelerated hydropower projects on the Chenab, including Pakaldul, Kiru, Kawar and Ratle. बहुत सी reports आई हैं जिसमें discussions हो रही हैं around expanding Ranbir Canal system and increasing the reservoir capacity at Salal and Baglehar. So yes, India is not just talking. It is trying to build more control, more flexibility and more infrastructure on rivers that are connected to Pakistan ke water security system. But here is the key distinction. This does not mean that India can immediately stop Pakistan's water. In this system जो है वो एक बहुत ही massive system है. To fully stop, store or divert these flows would require extremely large dams जो इंडिया के पास नहीं है, extremely large reservoirs जो इंडिया के पास नहीं है, diversion systems जो इंडिया के पास नहीं है, जो storage capacities जो इंडिया के पास नहीं है, and long-term engineering works. और ये सब कुछ overnight तो होने नहीं वाला. So when Indian leaders say that not a single drop will go to Pakistan, that remains more political rhetoric than an immediate hydrological reality. So ये बात समझने वाली है कि एक इंडिया का political rhetoric है, दूसरी एक hydrological reality है. तो जो reality है उसको जितनी जल्दी तस्लीम कर लिया जाए उतना अच्छा है. But the rhetoric also should not be dismissed because this infrastructure can create incremental pressure over time. अभी नहीं, लेकिन long term में. India may not be able to shut off the Indus, although they want to, but they cannot. But it can create uncertainty. वो delay कर सकते हैं data sharing में, accelerate कर सकते हैं अपने projects को, manipulate कर सकते हैं timing during low flow periods जो पाकिस्तान को पानी नहीं चाहिए, and increasingly use water as a coercive signal. और यहाँ पे सही real danger है. Not immediate stoppage, but the gradual weaponization of water through infrastructure, lawfare, nationalist rhetoric, and crisis pressure. So इस rhetoric का actually मकसद क्या है? We should not dismiss rhetoric as harmless because rhetoric जो होता है that shapes public expectations. So when Indian leaders repeatedly say कि Pakistan's water will be stopped, they are building a domestic political narrative और इसको आपको समझने की जरूरत है. The message is emotional. और message emotional ये है कि we will punish Pakistan. We will use every lever. Water will not be spared. Now this kind of language is dangerous because it transforms a legal treaty into an instrument of nationalist performance. It makes water sound like a weapon. And once the public is told that the water can be stopped, leaders may face pressure to demonstrate visible action, even if technical realities are far more complicated. Political rhetoric की reality और होगी और hydrological reality और होगी. This is how rhetoric creates strategic pressure. Not because flows can disappear overnight, but because political narratives can push states toward riskier behavior. Now, why is this dangerous for strategic stability? Water, as we know, is not an ordinary issue for Pakistan. The Indus Basin sustains Pakistan's agriculture, food security, hydropower, and livelihoods. So when water is politicized, Pakistan does not hear it just as another diplomatic threat from India. Pakistan hears it as a threat to national survival. That is why weaponizing water language is extremely destabilizing. And South Asia में जहाँ crisis already बहुत rapidly move करते हैं, adding water insecurity to military tensions creates another level of risk. The concern is not simply about river flows. The concern is that water becomes another domain of coercion, another domain of signaling, another domain where misperception can grow. And when water becomes entangled with nationalism, with terrorism narratives, with military crisis and nuclear rivalry, it becomes far more dangerous than a technical treaty dispute. Now, what is it that Pakistan should actually understand? I think Pakistan needs to avoid both extremes. Panic भी नहीं करना है और complacency भी नहीं होनी चाहिए कि हाँ सब कुछ ठीक है, सब कुछ under control होगा, कुछ नहीं होगा. The geography and hydrology of the Indus Basin do not support the simplistic claim that India can suddenly stop all water flows. So ये तो हो गया. Now, there is no magical tap that India can close. There is no overnight diversion that India can do. There is no simple switch that can be pulled. But that does not mean that there is no pressure. India can complicate flows, create uncertainty, delay technical cooperation. It can reduce transparency. It can use infrastructure to slowly increase the leverage. So the public must understand that immediate threat is not total water stoppage. कल को पानी नहीं बंद हो जाएगा. The long-term challenge is gradual coercive capacity. What should Pakistan actually worry about? I believe that Pakistan should worry about something more subtle. Not total stoppage tomorrow, but incremental pressure over time, which includes delayed data sharing, reduced transparency, Indian hydropower projects on western rivers, cumulative storage capacity, timing manipulation during low flow periods, flood warning disruptions, climate stress, glacial melt, extreme weather, poor domestic water governance, groundwater depletion, canal losses, agricultural inefficiency. All of this combined together is Pakistan's problem because Pakistan's real water vulnerability सिर्फ external नहीं है, it is also internal. So India's rhetoric is serious, but Pakistan's water security cannot be built only around what India is saying. It must also be built around better storage, better governance, better irrigation practices, climate adaptation, and stronger legal diplomacy. Future में ये सवाल पूछा जाता है कि future water wars होंगी South Asia में कि नहीं होंगी. Will India and Pakistan fight a water war? I think ये phrase जो है थोड़ा carelessly use किया जाता है. The more likely danger is not a formal war fought only over water. The more likely danger is that water becomes entangled with other crises that both countries are prone to. A terror attack, a military standoff, a diplomatic freeze, a flood season, a drought year, a dam dispute, a breakdown in data sharing. Each of these issues may be manageable individually, but collectively they can produce crisis instability. So that is the future dangers. There is no danger of one dramatic water war that is going to be fought, but the slow securitization of water, the slow collapse of trust, and the slow conversion of a technical treaty into a political weapon. So the real question is not that can India stop Pakistan's water tomorrow? It cannot. The better question is, why is India trying to make it public believe that it can? Because the Indus Waters Treaty is not just a treaty about rivers. It is a test of whether law, restraint, and institutional mechanisms can survive political hostility. India's actions are legally questionable. India's rhetoric is very dangerous. But Pakistan's response must be sober, strategic, and informed. Pakistan should not panic, but there also should be no complacency. Pakistan should defend the treaty legally, build diplomatic pressure internationally, strengthen its own water governance, invest in climate resilience, and prepare for a future where water, technology, nationalism, and strategic competition increasingly collide. Because in South Asia, water is not just a resource. It is security, it is survival, and it must never be turned into a weapon. Thank you.